Us, we've been married for 11 years. But all this time, all these 10 years now, 11 years, there's something about her, and I think it's so many ladies about, white wedding, walking down the aisle with a lot of guys, that thing. Because us, we wanted private. In fact, we just wanted to go private. So when we had disagreements, kidogo, then I was like, I need to give her a gift. There's something she has always wanted. So that's how we came about this. Hi guys, your boy DJ Mo, top at the top, kama kawaida, and I'm a husband. I have 2 kids, I'm a family man, I'm a DJ, I'm a gospel DJ, I'm a businessman. That's it, that's who I am. So stay tuned. A very big event can bring you great networks. I like looking in the future, so for me, I would just prefer doing a very big event, mega event, for free. The first thing, what we do as DJs sometimes, when you go to perform, you just want to know the clientele, the people you're going to get in that event, such an event, for you to know the crowd science first. Second, to know the guests, what they like, what kind of guests will be coming. So depending. But for a mega event also, it gives you very big exposure. But for a small event, if they were to pay me, again, depends. I would actually gamble between, okay, would I do this or not? But again, if for a small event, I would actually do it because of money. Old school gospel works for me. It gives me memories when we were starting. Yeah, we had Kirk Franklin, we had Canton Jones, we had Gospel Fathers, we had, all these guys. I don't know kama mtazijua, but those who know, they know. When it comes to more money or more influence, I would go for more money, because with more money, I can buy influence. I think so. I believe so. I believe so. Daddy duties or studio time, I would go for both. That's a tricky one, because there's time for daddy duties, there's time for studio time. If I have to choose one between daddy duties, studio time, I would go for daddy duties. Oh, I love my kids. Oh. Late nights or early mornings, late night works for me. Size 8 cooking or takeout. And I can't go with both, right? Because there is what she really good at when it comes to cooking. There is what I love. I'll go. Let me be safe. Yeah. Okay. She's really good when it comes to cooking, so I'll just go with her cooking. My favorite dish that she makes is rice, chicken, kachumbari, and avocado. When it comes to DJing versus content creation, I prefer content creation, because DJing is part of content creation when you look at it in a bigger way. What led to my move from Maragua to Lanet? Basically, that's Muranga, where I used to school. My secondary school was mainly, I was a very kijana mrui, inaitwa nini na kizungu, yani. So I remember it was I was coming from Form 1 to Form 2. Then that's when I was in Form 2, we monolized Form 1s. So I was, what is it called? Nikatumwa nyumbani, basically. So that's what led me from Muranga to Lanet. Lanet is in Nakuru, where I joined my Form 3. Between Form 2 and Form 3, Form 2, I was actually trying to revenge what happened to me in Form 1. But when I went to Form 3, I felt like a big boy, Form 3 going to Form 4. So the same thing happened. We beat Form 1s, and then I was given a suspension. Then I left from Nakuru. I came to Rongai for a day school. I remember it's called Magnet High School. You can laugh if you want to laugh. It's called Magnet High School, and that's where I did my Form 4. I remember what really tuned me, apart from now, before I even started DJing, what tuned me into entering into DJ now as an art was, I used to listen to Easy FM. Was it Easy FM? It was Nation FM back then, with DJ Kev. DJ Kev is now Musau for More Sound. I also used to attend to this event called Jesus Night, Nairobi Cinema. And so I grew loving the gospel back then. So I used to listen to a lot of gospel before I joined DJ. So listening to Easy FM, there was another show on Hope FM called Kubamba. There was another show on Metro FM. I can't remember the name. There was another radio called Power Radio. So I used to combine all those things and I was like, man, I have to become a gospel DJ. So that's one thing that really twitched my mind to become a gospel DJ. So when I started my DJing career, there are a few people who really influenced my career. I know so many, but I can mention few. The first person who really influenced is not actually, who paid for my DJ Academy. He's called Dan Masawi. He told me, I used to live in Kware. That's in Rongai, a place called Kware. Ghetto kabisa. So those you say, you look at, me, I've come from ghetto. So he paid for my school fees at Spinridge DJ Academy. Back then it used to be under DJ Neves. He used to be the owner of Spinridge DJ Academy. He really inspired me so much. Alinifunza, akanishikilia, and I'm so grateful to that. So Dan Masawi, DJ Neves, and then there was DJ Josh. DJ Josh used to really come to the academy. I used to really admire his DJing and stuff. And then from the Kubamba used to be another outfit that used to be more of a competitor, maybe not a competitor to Spinridge, but it used to be a different outfit from us. That was DJ Moz, there was Njugush, there was DJ Soxy, DJ Celeb, all those guys. They really used to inspire me because they started way before me. So those are some of the guys that really made me say like, hey, this thing can work. If it has been 35 years, no, I think it has been 52, if I'm not wrong. Oh, sorry, did I say? Oh no, I'm joking. Seriously. No, it's been since I started DJing when. No, the real one used to be. When did I start? I think 2008. 2008. So you can hesabu from there. But my real now people came to know me in 2010. When I entered the Pilsner Mfalme Challenge, and also I started my media officially 2010. So 2010 to now is 20. How many years? 2010 to now? 25 years? 15 years. Oh, hey! Ningemaliza hii interview. Jeez, how can I be that old? So anyway, it's been 15 years in the industry. Yes, and I thank God. As I said, I consider DJing being part of content creation because it's all about creativity, how you mix your song, how you inspire people, how you do your research. All this is part of content creation. So basically what I did, I just pulled back a bit. I just took a break for my own whatever. I just felt I just need to take a break. I've been offered so many platforms, so many shows on TVs back then, but I've been holding them, and I'm like I just need my break. And so content creation, now if you call it content creation, imekuja because now it's more as a brand that can influence doing this. Talk about mkate, talk about this and this and this and this. But by DJ is what is my passion. I took a break kidogo because I wanted to do a few things here and there, and also revamping on my DJ Academy and all that. So haijakuwa na pressure because I'm doing things at my own speed. No one has stopped me from doing, but it's only that sometimes I believe in that break before you relaunch. Nikirelaunch kidogo, then that's me. I retire. I'm about to retire soon. I'm old, yeah, I'm old. I feel I'm old. So that the highest amount of money I've ever been paid as a DJ is tricky because now I've been to media, where I've been paid monthly. I've been to an event where I'm paid just for that event, and I've been to other projects, like I'm given for a whole conference to do something that I'm paid after maybe a whole week or something. So it depends. And I've been to different countries for a tour, and then where I went, like when I went to States for like 3 months, UK for like a month, Qatar. So I don't know how to answer that, but I don't know. It's different ranges for TV. Yeah. The biggest amount I don't know to disclose, but it used to be, let me just say, between 400 to 500 a month. International gigs, ours is different because we were creating tours and then selling merchandise, which worked more better than a promoter giving you money. So for Seto, at least around 2 point something for 2 months. Because you see, I remember when we first went to Stato, because I've gone there for like 4 times. We used to go with our CDs. With our CDs, then you go print from there, with our t-shirts, with our flash discs. And we could actually sell one for $10, you know. Na tukirudi hapo hivyo within 2 months, you're 2 million bob. So because people tend to support your art by buying your merchandise. Now sometimes telling me to just pay for a concert, and I don't know, maybe someone gave you just 500,000, 300,000 for a concert, and yet you could have made at least 7 or a million in the same concert via merchandise. So it really used to work for us as gospel outfit. Because again, we used to do the church tour, and the churches ziko like this in States. If there's money in the world of DJ, yes, there's money. Look at angalia ma DJ. So I'd actually urge any parent, if your kid, if your son or daughter want to become a DJ, yes, just support them. Actually, talent has money. Talent has a lot of money. Look at me. I'm where I am because of my art, DJing, and then it has given me so many platforms to divert to becoming a businessman, all this and this. So if your son, daughter has a talent, and especially being a DJ, angalia ma DJ wengi, even the secular DJs, akina Joe, akina Kim, all these guys, they're driving big cars, they're doing all this. Some of us where we are. So just support your son, support your daughter. It not necessarily mean they'll become it when they're doctors and lawyers and all that. Anyway, when it comes to even doctors, tunaona every day they're just writing, you have not been paid and all that. But art pays, trust me, and doesn't have ups and downs. So every time is sherehe time. My first interaction with money when I was growing up, I came to understand money when I was in primary school, because again, mimi nimetoka kwa shosho, so me and my 2 sisters, we were only 3 of us. We used to do our primary school at my shosho's, that's my mom's mom. And so I remember my mom used to come from Nairobi, come to our place, and then she could give me 20 shillings. I could save the money, that 20 shillings. I had my own money, you know, I had my own 25 shillings, and I could actually spoil guys. So I started knowing how to save back in primary school. That's when I started interacting with money. But now, on the side, so the other time is when I came to understand more about money is when I started my DJ career. Because I remember that's when I started knowing how to charge for the gigs. And I remember I keep telling people, and they laugh, my first event I never showed up, because me nimetoka kwa shida from a very humble family, that the first client paid me 30,000. We negotiated for a wedding. We talked, and that day for a wedding, and I'm very sorry, I actually looked for the guy and I said sorry. I never showed up for the wedding because I was like, how can you pay me 30,000? For what? Do what? Are you playing with my mind? I've never touched 30,000 shillings. I never showed up for I thought it was a prank. So I never showed up. So to cut the long story short, I grew up, nikakuja kujua, oh, you can be paid 30,000, you can be paid 50, 100, 200, 300, 400. So my first was primary, the second time, the major one was now when I started my DJ career. If I felt my worth, okay, first I never felt 30,000 I felt 30,000 was too much for me. Because as I told you, I was used to, before I became a DJ, I used to do something called, I used to shoot pool professionally. So I could make, like 500 a day from shooting pool, playing the killer game and all that. Me, I'm very good when it comes to shooting pool. So when I now became a DJ, someone offered me 30,000 for one event. I felt like, no, this is too much for me because of where I've come from. And again, I had never touched 30,000 ikiwa imeshikana. So I felt, no, this guy must be playing. They must be doing a prank on me. So I felt I was way lower than 30,000. When I talk about coming from a very humble background, I mean, we have stayed in a mabati house. We have stayed in a one room, and then unaweka that pazia. I know what shida is. And I told you my primary school nilisomea Ushago. You know, I've come from, just trust me when I say I've seen it all. But anyway, we are not defined by where we've come from. Here we are now. Yeah, black tax is there. Being the only son, I actually never used to know about black tax. I've come to know it right now. But traditionally, if you understand, some of us where we've come from, it was your duty, whether you are a son or your daughter, as long as you're the firstborn, because I'm the firstborn, it was your duty to make sure that your small sister, especially if you come from that family, your sister or your brother, you've taken care of them. So now, ole wako, if you finish school and get a good job, the parents will make sure that you educate the rest, take care of them, as they also do the same. But that it has always been like that. For me, we only three. My second, the sister who follows me, my siblings who follows me, got married before me. So at least that was a plus for me. And then our small sister, now that's where the story started, because I remember I had to take her to China. I remember I had to take her to Jordan. It's called Jordan, those were Arab places. So it was my duty. I had no option. It wasn't more like a pressure. I had no option. I had to do it. So I feel it's more of a firstborn thing than even actually a son thing. So I've gone through it all. But again, it has. I feel from that I've already tapped my blessings here or there. The reason as to I've never bounced to secular industry is two reasons. One, because I've come from a Christian family. My both parents are Christian pastors. One. Two, regardless of me kukua kichwa ngumu, even after high school, even in high school, there's that soft side of me. And I was like, I even told God, if I become a DJ, you'll ever open a door for me, I come out of this street and become a DJ, I'll actually serve you. So it was a promise I promised God. If I'll ever become a DJ, I'll only do gospel and I'll only inspire people, I'll always minister to people. So it was a promise I made to God. So that's why, not because I can't feel like I want to be, but it's a promise I made to God. Being a DJ, so many guys have gone through my hands, especially artists. Now, one thing, I was actually concentrating more on making the brand, the music brand, than the brand as a person. So I would actually push music out there than making the artist himself. So that it was my way of doing things. You see people like Bahati, people like Will Paul, all these guys. I think 90 or 80% of gospel artists, they have come through my hands. Even those who are way before me, some of the hits that broke whatever, I'm the one person who really used to push. So what I've done to make sure that I inspire the generation is that I make sure, even right now I'm not in media, I make sure that I give people connections to some of my friends, tell them how to do this, just try use this and this and this. That's one. Two, through DJ Academy, I think I've taught almost 1,000 DJs. Most of them actually wamepitia even kwa clubs. Most of them are even DJ Duffy, the one who does whatever, amepitia mkono yangu. We have Akina Raf, we have so many guys even in the media. We have Covenant from Inoro. Yeah, so I made sure that I opened DJ Academy. I can train guys here and there to make sure that they also become someone in the society. On the other side, artists, I made sure that I push their music. At least that's how it has been always on my side. Yes, I say I've heard that people saying, gospel industry doesn't have money, people don't make money, blah, blah. But I would actually tell you, gospel music has money. If you check from the Skiza, most of like top 10, if you check from the downloads, biggest top 10s, whatever, they come from gospel. Actually, just check. Because now I think we tend to confuse the music that we listen in Nairobi and the music that is mainstream music, that if you go to Kitale, a mama can sing, a young guy from there can sing. We call them mainstream songs. So gospel guys have money, only that sometimes they don't actually really need to show it. When it comes, there's a thin line between having money in gospel and showing off and all that stuff. So I can tell you, people are making money in gospel industry, and those who have money, they might not necessarily really want to show it off, but trust me, they're living a good life. I interact with them. So, and again, you see, at that point, I think if someone is wise, will get this one. In gospel industry, sometimes you might not really talk about money, but again, the souls you've won, because that's the most expensive thing that you can't even buy. Converting someone from A to becoming someone else, that's the best thing ever that someone can be able to say I achieved ever. So those 3 points, I don't know why someone should be a secular DJ or secular artist. As I said, I'm a businessman, and one of the main things I make sure that I do, I buy shares in different companies from friends, not the big companies, because I like a company that is growing, unlike a company that has already grown. And then there's a big company, a tech company that I work with. Basically, it's my company, so I don't want to disclose the details. So I'm investing on that. I'm also investing in a property somewhere I'm building. And also, I don't know if that's investing, I'm also investing in a family house that soon I'll be showing you. I remember I was talking to Castro the other day at HFM, and they were telling me about all this stuff. And I'm about to start the classes. I just want to start the classes. I get to know about all these things, even trading, all this stuff. So I can't wait to start the classes and then get to let Kenyans know how these things work. I also want to make money, right? Yeah. Marriage is different. There's a marriage that a woman has money. There's a marriage that a man has money. But you all know, basically a man should provide. That we know. But there's a point that you get to, and then maybe you go to a man akiwa na kazi, he was doing well. Then at some point, your job inafanya vizuri, so you need to step in and make sure that things work. So in a marriage, I believe in working together. But basically, after all said and done, a man should provide. A man should provide. However, even if you don't have money, make sure there are things that you're doing, and it has to be you. But I can't just sit here and say a man, because I've sat down with so many couples that sometimes they tend to not split the bills, but a woman says, no, it's okay. Anything that people eat in this house, I'll take care of this. And then the man, you do the rent, you do the whatever, you do the all those things. Another woman will just say, I'll take care of the house helps. And then you do anything else. So it's a very tricky question when it comes to marriage and finances. It's very wide. Depends on who and how people work. There are people who work the same job as a couple. I know some of my bosses, they work the same job, they have the same shares, and then they split everything at the same time. So this guy does nothing else, the woman does that, and they have money, they are millionaires. So it's a very tricky question when it comes to who should do what in marriage. But after all said and done, as I said, a man should provide. That's what I believe. So lazima tujitume, kunja shati, a man should provide. One thing I love about the church is because, first of all, like our church, it's called the HGGC on Kiambu Road. You can't actually given that certificate if you haven't gone for the whole whatever for marriage class that you talk about how to handle your partner, finances as a topic by itself. You must finish the whole syllabus. So I believe it's always advisable to do these classes. So get to a church or get yourself to one church, whichever church you believe, and then get to do this syllabus. Because as I said, when it comes to finances, there's no one who ever cracked this thing about finances, because people are very and totally different. So I believe church is doing a good thing because of this finance topic of finances or whatever it is, because especially for us, it has really helped us, and plus more other couples wenye tumekuwa now, because you get to understand finances in a different way. You know how to spend finances, what do you really need to spend with, what is really important, what happens if your partner now becomes broke tomorrow or loses the job, what happens if you're doing the same job and now you're not working at the same time, you're working in the same company and you're fighting. Now you no longer work at the same time. Where do you differentiate between the finance and the love and the marriage and all that stuff? So it's a very wide topic. I believe if you have a good church, they can actually get you the best version of, you know, the syllabus. How I handle my business out there, especially as a family man, I would actually say anything you see online, it's me stroke us who've permitted it. One, we like people reading, because we like people reading or actually getting to understand who we are at the same time. So anything that you see, most probably 90%, it's us who've let it out there. One, as the Murayas, let me just talk as the Murayas. You see, most of the time we get to show guys our flaws, our bliss, our ups, our downs, because that's who we are. Because sometimes it gets actually funny when you have a couple that is your role model, and at the same time, you've never seen them fight. But you in your house, as a follower, you're fighting with your wife, you're fighting with your husband, you're like, when did I marry wrong? What happened to me? So we like showing people the real us. If you're okay, we're okay. If you're not okay, you're not okay, because that's who we are. And even our followers, that's who they are. And actually, let me tell you, our DMs, you know, as we have a very authentic crowd, because if you sit down with us, even if you see our DMs, we have these testimonies. I'm a manager of something, you know, I fought with my wife, but you guys have gone through the exact thing I've done. Like now we reconciled. I'm telling you, I believe even mine will happen this. I'm going to look for my wife, I'm going to look for my husband, I'm going to humble, I'm going to, you know, all those things, because we like selling the real story. Otherwise, tunaenjoyana. If you keep selling, we have money, we can sell bliss. Bliss, we can. It doesn't really affect us in any way, because we know what we are doing. And that's our business. One thing we've never fought because of finances in my marriage. We have disagreed because of normal things, you know, coming late, what. The things that sometimes we actually acted out in our show, if you could actually follow us up. But when it comes to finances in our family, we are two different people. I'll just put it this way, maybe someone will get it. I'm a spender. Most of the steps we've made, tukiangalia story ya pesa, we've made because of her. Because me, I'm like, I just need a good moti. No, you have to build. Okay, then we transfer our money to that side. She's organized when it comes to finances. I'm a spender in terms of, for no reason, I don't know why, but I've come to learn so many things after different classes in finances. At any point, if we've ever regretted sharing our life in public, yes. There's a time we did a show and acted out a story of a couple, how they gave us a story. But we're trying to enact to educate people. But when it got out, it was like, we're nakushautianga hivyo, this nini. We were like, oh guys, why did we have to share this story? So that was one time. We felt, was it necessary for us to do this? But in the real sense, we were acting it out to get to educate other couples how people get to fight different fights from different couples. That was one time we felt, guys have gotten it out of hand. But again, we have thick skin. You can notice this, we just flow. 11 years ago, I went to her. Let me just put it, it's a whole long story, how we came about this. How we came to this. 11 years ago, I went to her parents with a few friends. We did dowry. It was very undercover, although it leaked kidogo. I remember those times it leaked kidogo at the same time. Then we did a very, very private, very private wedding for documentation here and there. And then we started whatever. So we started, as we've been married for 11 years. But all this time, all these 10 years now, 11 years, there's something about her, and I think it's so many ladies about, white wedding, walking down the aisle with a lot of guys, that thing, because us we wanted private. In fact, we just wanted to go private. So when we had disagreements kidogo, then I was like, I need to give her a gift. There's something she has always wanted. So that's how we came about this. So I was like, the best thing I can do this to this girl is what? Aka might not necessarily make her feel it, you know, house, you know, all these things. We've been, but the only thing after 10 years, I felt like I need to do this for her. Okay, it's for us, yes, but for her is a white wedding. That's how we came about this. So now, so many guys have been asking, how did you come up with the theme of black and those? You know, one thing about her, she always wanted a white wedding and an English wedding. So guys, kuna tushikanishi unaweza Google English wedding. So that's how it came about black and white, and because it means, you know, for her she wanted something elegant and very bold. So it was strictly English white wedding, and it was private for like 160 guys strictly. So we said, let's do this with our family, friends and all that. Then we release what we need to release after we do this. So this was more of a gift to her after 10 years. Not because we had not done whatever. It was actually renewing vows. Not, it's a wedding stroke renewing vows. And that you can, as a couple, as a couple, people who are married, you can do this as many times as you want. You can always renew every year, after your anniversary. So as we are legally married, but we were legally married, but this time we just wanted to do it more of a renewing vows and as a gift to her. Let me talk of how and when I got my big break. This was 2010. I keep telling people 2010 was my year where I am because of 2010, because that's the year I enrolled myself into Pilsner Mfalme competition. Being a gospel DJ, remember the year before Kroba had won. And then he never gave them value so much because he's a gospel DJ. He could not go to clubs and all that stuff. And then me, I came to 2010 and they were like, no, you can't allow any other gospel DJ to win this competition. So I entered in faith. Me, I'm a person of faith. I want this, I break whatever I need to do to pass through. So I entered 2010. And then I got to finals. To cut the long story short, I got to finals. And then I remember I was going against DJ Nelly from, I don't know what alienda wapi, from Mombasa. Then we did our thing. I'm telling you, I scratched that thing, eh? And then singepewa. So at some point they were like, no, that guy can't, whatever. So I remember, if someone can remember Pale Carnival when we were gifted, so they announced Nelly. But me, I had crowd and I had a few judges, because you had to win through the art, judges and crowd. So we had the 3 points. So me had crowd 100%, few judges, half of them, and also art was top. So after all that story, so I met Mushiri after all this stuff that weekend. So he looked for me, he told me, bro, I want to give you a story for the first time. Nikatokea kwa gazeti. So after my story, then I remember I was nominated for Groove Awards for the first time, 2010. So that year I won. After winning, I remember I was called with another company called Talanta. I went to States for a tour. When I came back, I got to audition for Crossover on TV that year. So I entered Crossover Nation the same time. After I won, let me take you back, Kidogo. After I won, on stage, I was given the award by the late Mr. Kirubi, may he rest in peace. So he told me, my friend, I think I need to give you a gospel show here on Capitol on Sunday morning. So I also get a gig there. So then I got to go to Qatar. That year 2010, that's the year that my doors opened. Left, right and center. Thank you guys, that has been my time. This is your boy DJ Motopatoba. I had great time, I enjoyed. Make sure that you comment, ask any question from Pale HFM Kenya across all social medias. Make sure you like, you follow, subscribe, love, comment, do all these things. HFM Kenya across all socials to interact Pale. And also on the other side, just look for DJ Motopati Top. We interact, just follow. And then we make sure we do this. We make sure that we make the ends meet. I'll see you. So keep God first in everything that you do, and He'll never disappoint you. Peace.